They don't make them like they used to. That phrase gets thrown around a lot, but when it comes to pickup truck engines, there's some truth to it. These mechanical marvels weren't just designed to perform, they were built to outlive you. I'm talking about engines that rack up 500,000 miles and keep on trucking. Engines that survived abuse that would kill most modern power plants. Today, we're counting down the 18 most bulletproof pickup truck engines ever created. These aren't just good engines, they're legends that earned their reputation 1 mile at a time. And the number one pick, it might just surprise you. Number 18, Toyota 3URFE. This 5.7-liter V8 proves modern gasoline engines can be just as reliable as older ones. Toyota built it specifically for truck duty, with robust internals including a forged crankshaft and oil jets to cool the pistons. It produces 381 horsepower and 401 pound-feet of torque, impressive but still conservative for a modern V8. Toyota avoided complex technologies like cylinder deactivation, focusing on reliable hydraulic valve timing instead. Tundras consistently rank as the longest-lasting pickups in studies, with many crossing 300,000 miles with minimal issues. When one was torn down after 200,000 miles of hard use, the internal wear was minimal, suggesting these engines are just getting started when others are heading to the junkyard. Number 17, Toyota 2UZFE. The 2UZFE powered the first-gen Toyota Tundra from 1998 to 2009. Unlike Toyota's smaller V8s, it uses a cast-iron block with aluminum heads, prioritizing durability over weight savings. Inside, you'll find a forged steel crankshaft and deep skirt block design for exceptional rigidity. With about 260 horsepower, it was conservatively tuned for longevity. Toyota mechanics routinely report these engines reaching 300,000 to 500,000 miles with just basic maintenance. The cooling system is so robust that these engines almost never overheat, even in extreme conditions. If you're looking for a used truck that will run practically forever, vehicles with the 2UZFE should be at the top of your list. Number 16, Toyota 1GRFE. This 4.0-liter V6 has powered the Tacoma since 2003. Unlike the iron block engines we'll discuss later, the 1GRFE features an aluminum block, but Toyota didn't skimp on strength. It has a fully closed deck design with cast iron cylinder liners and a timing chain designed to last the life of the engine. Producing around 236 horsepower, Toyota left plenty of headroom for reliability. Owners consistently report these V6s running smoothly, even with 250,000 miles on the clock. Many expect the engine to easily reach 300,000 miles. With proper engineering, modern engines can be just as durable as their simpler predecessors. If you're enjoying this breakdown of the most bulletproof truck engines ever made, make sure you subscribe for more deep dives into automotive reliability. Hit that subscribe button now, and let's continue our countdown. Number 15, Toyota 22R/22RE. The Toyota 22R series is legendary in the truck world. These 2.4-liter four-cylinders epitomize mechanical simplicity. A cast-iron block and head, single overhead cam with 8 valves, and a long-stroke design that delivers good low-end torque. With roughly 100 horsepower, it's not powerful, but that's why it lasts so long. These engines commonly exceed 300,000 miles without internal work. Many have surpassed 400,000 miles. The phrase bulletproof gets thrown around a lot, but the 22R truly earns it. Owners have drowned them, run them low on oil, and overheated them badly, only to find that after cooling down, the engine fires right back up. This legendary durability is why so many 1980s Toyota trucks still roam the roads today. Number 14, GM 6.2-liter Detroit Diesel. Before the modern era of high-tech diesel pickups, there was the GM 6.2L, a naturally aspirated V8 that powered Chevy and GMC trucks from 1982 to 1993. With just 140 horsepower and 240 pound-feet of torque, the 6.2 is painfully slow, but that modest output means lower stress on all components. Its greatest strength is simplicity. It uses a mechanical rotary injection pump with zero electronics. These engines commonly hit 300,000 miles. Many civilian truck owners report 250,000 miles with only minor injection pump rebuilds. In military service, the 6.2 proved incredibly reliable even when subjected to heat, sand, and poor quality fuel. In an era of increasingly complex diesels, the 6.2's simplicity reminds us that sometimes less is more for longevity. Number 13. Cummins 6.7-liter. This inline-six has powered Ram heavy-duty trucks since 2007. Essentially a stroked version of the 5.9, the 6.7L retains the iron block and beefy internals of its predecessor while adding advanced common rail fueling and emissions controls. With 350-plus horsepower from the factory, Cummins improved cooling and oiling systems to ensure longevity despite increased stress. These engines routinely cross the 250,000 to 350,000 mile mark with virtually no issues. Many now exceed 400,000 miles, though time will tell if it matches the legendary status of the 5.9-liter. The 6.7 Cummins is already proving itself worthy of the name. Number 12. Cummins ISB 5.9-liter 24-valve. The 24-valve 5.9-liter Cummins powered Dodge Ram trucks from 1998 to 2007. While it introduced electronic fuel injection, the block, crankshaft, and connecting rods remain just as stout as the earlier 12-valve version. Service life mirrors the 12-valve. These engines regularly see 300,000 to 400,000 miles with minimal issues. Many owners have passed the 500,000 mile mark. High mileage examples exceeding 700,000 miles on the original block are well documented. It's not unusual to tear down a 24-valve 5.9-liter with 500,000 miles and find the original cross-hatching still visible in the cylinders, a testament to the engine's durability. Number 11. General Motors Duramax 6.6-liter. Since its 2001 introduction, the Duramax 6.6-liter has proven itself across all variations, from the original LB7 to today's L5P. Co-developed with Isuzu, it brought high-pressure common rail injection and aluminum heads to domestic pickups, while retaining a deep-skirt iron block and forged steel crankshaft. It's routine to see Duramax engines exceed 300,000 miles. The 2006 to 2007 LBZ is known to run 500,000 miles or more without major work. In one extreme case, a 2006 Silverado with the LBZ Duramax hit 1 million miles in just 6 years of coast-to-coast hauling. With proper maintenance of particularly fuel filtration and regular oil changes, Duramax engines have joined Cummins and Powerstroke in the million-mile club. If you're enjoying this countdown, take a second to hit the like button. It really helps the channel. Now let's continue with our top 10. Number 10. GM Vortec 8100. This 8.1-liter gasoline V8-powered heavy-duty Silverados and Sierras from 2001 to 2006. GM's last big block V8 was essentially a refined Chevrolet 454 with a longer stroke featuring a cast-iron block, forged crankshaft, and high-nickel content iron heads. The 8100 avoids complex technologies like variable valve timing or cylinder deactivation, eliminating those potential failure points. Its massive displacement produces tremendous torque, 450-plus pound-feet at low RPM, extending longevity. The 8100 commonly reaches 200,000-plus miles, and many owners report 250,000 miles with only minor issues, even when towing heavy loads their entire life. When engines with 180,000 miles are torn down, mechanics often still see factory honing marks on cylinder walls, indicating minimal wear. While fuel economy isn't great, the Vortec 8100 has proven to be one of the most durable big gas V8s ever made. Number 9. Chevrolet 4.3-liter Vortec 4300. This workhorse powered countless GM trucks from 1985 to 2014. What makes the 4300 special is that it's essentially a small block Chevy minus 2 cylinders, inheriting all the bulletproof basics of the SBC. The Vortec 4300 was slightly underpowered in full-size trucks, which ironically helped it last longer. With low specific output and a red line around 5,000 RPM, internal components were rarely stressed. These engines routinely hit 200,000 to 250,000 miles with ease, and plenty have cleared 300,000 miles. There are anecdotal reports of 500,000-mile examples still running on the original 4300. What's most impressive is its ability to handle abuse. Its use in everything from delivery vans to fishing boats attests to its reliability in demanding conditions. Number 8. Ford 6.8-liter Triton. This 6.8-liter powerhouse found homes in Super Duty trucks from 1999 to 2019. Essentially a 4.6/5.4 modular V8 with 2 extra cylinders, the V10 inherited that engine family's robust traits. Ford tuned it for moderate output, around 310 horsepower and 420 125 pound-feet, which combined with 10-cylinder smoothness means it rarely feels strained. Commercial fleets adopted the V10 for its reliability in heavy-duty applications. Owners frequently report 300,000-mile examples still running strong, with some surpassing 400,000 miles with only routine maintenance. It's not uncommon to find these engines in scrap yards still operational after the vehicle around them gave out. The 6.8 Triton has earned respect as a gas engine that can rival diesels in total lifespan. Number 7, Ford Modular 4.6-liter. The Ford 4.6-liter modular V8-powered F-150 pickups and expeditions from 1997 to 2004. It achieved legendary status through sheer numbers. Ford built millions of these engines, and they just keep running. The modular 4.6 focused on longevity, featuring aluminum heads on a rigid iron block, a high-volume oil pump, and conservative output, around 220 horsepower, that keeps the engine from working at its limits. Police departments and taxi companies routinely saw these engines exceed 300,000 miles in demanding service. One Lincoln Town car with the 4.6 reportedly crossed 600,000 miles before being retired due to body rust. With regular oil changes, 4.6-liter trucks routinely hit 200,000 to 300,000 miles with no internal work. Number 6, Chrysler Slant 6 225. The Chrysler Slant 6 earned its nickname, the Indestructible 6, honestly. This inline 6 powered Dodge trucks from 1960 through the 1980s, establishing a reputation for cockroach-like survivability. The Slant 6's distinctive 30-degree block tilt allowed for equal-length intake runners, improving fuel distribution. Its simple design, carbureted, iron block, and head with minimal moving parts, created an engine that could survive severe neglect. These engines regularly exceed 200,000 miles, and 300,000 plus isn't unheard of. What's most impressive is the Slant 6's ability to keep running even when things go wrong. Taxi fleets in the 70s swore by them for this very reason. In the pantheon of bulletproof engines, few have earned their reputation more thoroughly than Mopar's bulletproof Slant 6. Hit subscribe now for more automotive content. Now let's continue with our top 5 engines. Number 5, Chrysler Dodge 318. Part of Mopar's LA small block family, this 5.2-liter V8-powered Dodge pickups from 1967 to 2001. What makes the 318 special is its conservative engineering, moderate bore-stroke ratio, and heavy-duty iron construction throughout. The 318 never made big power compared to its competitors, but it's torque-rich and deliberately understressed. These engines easily exceed 200,000 miles, with plenty of reports of 300,000-plus mile examples still running without rebuilds. Perhaps most impressive is the 318's tolerance for neglect. Owners joke that you can miss a few oil changes, and the 318 doesn't care. In Dodge truck circles, the 318 often rivals the Chevy 350 in durability discussions. High praise indeed. Number 4, Cummins 6BT 5.9-liter 12-valve. The original Dodge-Cummins partnership created something special. This inline 6 introduced serious diesel power to the light-duty truck market and established a reputation for virtually indestructible reliability. Everything about the 6BT is overbuilt, a straight 6 cast iron block with massive internal components. The 12-valve head and mechanical Bosch fuel pump are ultra-reliable with zero electronics to fail. With modest factory output but massive torque at just 1,500 RPM, the engine rarely works hard. The results are astonishing. These engines routinely see 300,000, 400,000, even 500,000 miles without needing an overhaul. Some have gone much further. A 1996 Ram 3500 has documented over 3 million miles on the original engine. Even more impressive is the 12-valve's ability to handle increased power through modifications, yet still provide reliable service for hundreds of thousands of miles. Number 3, Ford Powerstroke 7.3-liter. The 7.3-liter Powerstroke diesel has achieved legendary status in the truck world. Built by Navistar for Ford trucks from 1994 to 2003, this engine struck the perfect balance between modern performance and old-school durability. With forged internals, a robust block, and a conservative factory tune, 210 to 275 horsepower, the 7.3 was built to run virtually forever. Its hydraulic electronic unit injector system was more efficient than mechanical injectors, but simpler faster than common rail systems that followed. These engines regularly exceed 500,000 miles with basic maintenance. Many have surpassed 750,000 miles, and some have even joined the million-mile club. Owners report the 7.3 can handle extended idling, infrequent oil changes, and heavy loads without complaint. The 7.3's reputation is so strong that trucks equipped with this engine often command premium prices, even with high mileage. It represents the gold standard for diesel pickup engines, balancing reliability, serviceability, and power. Number 2, Chevrolet Small Block 350. The Chevy 350 isn't just an iconic engine. It's the backbone of GM's truck lineup for over 30 years. This pushrod V8 powered Chevy and GMC pickups from the late 1960s all the way into the 2000s. What made the 350 legendary was its simplicity. With a cast iron block and heads, hydraulic lifters, and a basic overhead valve design, there wasn't much to go wrong. It was slightly underpowered for its displacement, which contributed to its longevity. These engines routinely exceed 250,000 miles with just basic maintenance. Even with significant neglect, the 350 tends to soldier on. Its reliability record is so strong that even Ford and Dodge owners acknowledge its toughness. The 350's affordable parts and straightforward design made it easy to repair when something did go wrong. This combination of durability and repairability has kept thousands of these engines on the road decades after manufacture. Number 1, Ford 300. Taking the top spot is the Ford 300 cubic inch inline 6. This 4.9-liter workhorse powered Ford F-Series trucks from 1965 to 1996, establishing itself as arguably the most reliable truck engine ever built. The Ford 300's secret lies in its fundamentally overbuilt design. It features all-iron construction, a simple overhead valve layout with 7 main bearings, and was deliberately tuned for low-end torque rather than horsepower. These engines are known to run well beyond 300,000 miles, with many reaching 500,000 miles with just basic maintenance. Owners frequently report diesel-like longevity, with half-million-mile examples remarkably common. What's truly impressive is the Ford 300's tolerance for abuse. These engines often survive conditions that would destroy most power plants. Infrequent oil changes, overheating, even minor coolant loss. Mechanics and truck enthusiasts universally praise the 300's simplicity and ease of service. It's often said that Ford trucks equipped with the 300 will rust out around the engine before the engine itself quits working. The Ford 300's combination of anvil-like durability, torque-rich performance, and mechanical simplicity has cemented its legacy as the most reliable pickup truck engine ever made. From modern Toyota V8s to classic American workhorses, these engines share common traits that contribute to their legendary status. They're typically understressed, overbuilt, and engineered with simplicity in mind. Which engine on this list surprised you? Do you have experience with any of these legendary power plants? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.